Hey, what's up everyone? Today is the first episode of A Game's Worth, a series in which I give my personal opinion on how good a game is and what that game is worth. And for the very first episode, we'll be reviewing Blade and Sorcery. Blade and Sorcery is an action VR title on Steam that will cost you about 20 bucks, and is compatible with almost every VR headset. It's not available on PSVR though. Suck it, PlayStation. The game was developed by Warp Frog, and surprisingly their team consists of one person. The game's initial release was on December 11th of 2018. The game itself, as of right now, only has a free play mode, but the developers are talking about adding way more to the game. But for this review, I'll be going off of what is available to us now. Alright, now time to be a critic. I'm going to be reviewing this game in 5 different categories, each rated out of 100. There will be 5 different rankings. SS rank, a game with a score of 100. I don't ever see this happening, but I wanted to put it here just in case. And yes, these rankings are taken from Osu. Sue me. S rank, a game with a score of 90 or more. A rank, a game with a score of 80 or more. B rank, a game with a score of 70 or more. C rank, a game with a score of 60 or more. D rank, a game with a score under 60. And F rank, a game with a score under 35. Any game that is an F rank pretty much means to never buy or play the game in my opinion. And do remember that this is all my opinion. Others may think completely different. This is just me giving my opinion. Also, I'll be giving an estimate of how much I think the game is worth at the end as well. First category is gameplay. How does it feel? How does it feel to play? Is it fun? Does it give you enjoyment? Second category is graphics. How does the game look? Doesn't necessarily need to look realistic because games like Minecraft and such don't look realistic at all, but still have good graphics. Just because a game doesn't look real doesn't mean it has bad graphics. Third is performance. How well does it run? Do you need a good computer? Is it compatible with all the parts? Fourth is modability. Can you mod it? Can you create your own mods? How big is the range of mods? And finally, content. How much can you do in the game? And do you need mods for it to be fun? Now that we have our categories, let's jump into the first one. So, starting with the basics of gameplay, sword to sword. Already, it's pretty fucking cool. Just being able to spar with such good physics and AI is... how do I put this? It's really damn fun. And being able to slice someone's head off as they're trying to do the same to you, it is, once again, really fun. The fact that you can tear off any of their limbs with just a sword is probably a psychopath's dream. I'm not a psychopath, I swear. And that's just the start of it. You've got archery, shields, magic, maces, axes, two-bladed, whatever this is, Wolverine-style daggers. Heck, you can even throw a dagger into someone's neck as they're running towards you, and you know what? They will fall before they even get close. The archery in the game is kinda weird, if that's how you want to put it. But it's kind of fun considering they made the bow pretty strong, probably because it's so hard to get used to. The shields in the game work pretty well for blocking, that is, but shield bashing is probably the most energetic thing I've ever done. And still, to this day, I remember to do it at least once every time I play. Again, I'm not a psychopath, I swear. Magic in this game is pretty limited until recently. They added 2 new spells and more ways to use them. Last update, they only had lightning and you couldn't do much with it. But now, they have fire and telekinesis as well. And let me tell you, there's a lot you can do with both. You can enchant, affect, imbue? I don't know. But you can enchant weapons and staffs with each magic spell, which gives them their own special abilities. Weapons enchanted with fire can do explosive and fire damage to enemies. Lightning weapons can stun and electrocute enemies. And telekinesis weapons can... well, that. The spells themselves also have their own use. As expected, fire and lightning do exactly what you'd expect. Fireballs and, well, lightning. But telekinesis has a couple other things. You can use it as the force and choke people out. as well as send enemies flying away. But also, if you combine both orbs, you can make an anti-gravitational field, which is pretty cool. The staff is pretty cool too. Each magic spell can also enchant a staff. Fire staff makes it so shooting fireballs costs no mana, and summoning fireballs is much quicker. The lightning staff, I actually have no idea what it does, other than you can smack enemies in the face with it and stun them. But the best for last, the telekinetic staff, you can do a Gandalf and smash the staff into the ground and send anyone near flying.
You shall not pass!
Doing so does take a lot of the enchant away, but you can just re-enchant it. And I'll make the rest of it quick, but there are tons of other weapons than just swords, and they each work pretty well and are very fun to use. Last touch, there are a couple of different maps, each with their own style, and they each give you a nice scenery to have whilst killing a bunch of people. It sounds very bad, but it's also fun. Not a psychopath, I swear. Overall, I think I'll give gameplay a 92 out of 100. I just love this game and how it plays, and I'm never not having fun when I'm playing it. This one will definitely be a shorter one, but for starters, I feel as if the style of graphics is amazing. It's not too realistic, but it also doesn't make it feel cartoony. I feel as if the effect of blood and everything else, like fire and spells, are nicely made, and I can see the effort into making it look good. The effects for dismemberment are also, I'd say they're decent. And some of the armor kind of looks funky, but I've got to say I'm impressed with the graphics in this game. Overall, I'd probably give graphics an 84 out of 100. I love the graphics, and I feel as if they just fit very well with the game. Only a couple things I would change. Okay, now here's where I know it's gonna go downhill. First off, when the game does run fine, it's smooth as ever and it plays amazing. But the game recommends an Intel Core i7 with 16GB of RAM and at least a GTX 1070. Now I don't know what bullshit they are on, but I run this game on an Intel Core i9 with 32GB of RAM and a RTX 2070 Super, which means I have everything and more, supposedly, to run this game. But for some reason, when I play on a map bigger than a fucking toothpick, and there are more than 3 enemies on the map, my game shits out, and goes to about 3 frames a second. So when I do play, I mostly play on Map Arena or Market because of how small the maps are. That also limits what I can do a lot, and I'm not sure if it's just something not working well or if the specs in the game are just full of crap. I still don't know if the game isn't compatible with my parts or if I just need an NASA computer to run it. Either way, it doesn't change my ranking. Overall, I would still give performance a 48 out of 100. When the game does run good, it's pretty good. I get good FPS, and it looks smooth and it runs good. That's probably the reason it's not a 0 out of 100. But when it doesn't run good, which is most of the time, it runs at like 5 frames a second. That's just unplayable. Back on a good note, modding Blade and Sorcery is a pretty easy task, and there are tons of mods made by the community to make the game more interesting. Lots of mods are very well made and add a cool touch to the game. A fresh new take, you could say. You want a lightsaber? Cool. You want to play Minecraft? You can do that. Want a weapon so strong that you can send your enemies to space? You got it. Tons of weapons, maps, spells, physics, and so much more can be added with modding. And the cool thing, it's all made by the community, so you know someone wants it, because no one would make it if nobody wanted it. Overall, modability gets an 88 out of 100. Mods are very easy to put into the game, and the sheer variety of mods is crazy. Now, this is probably where it'll go downhill again. As of right now, not in the next update, where the rating will probably change a shit ton. The content in the game is definitely lacking. For the past 1.5 years I've had this game, the improvements on the game have been insane, but almost nothing has been added to the content part of the game. And I know it's coming soon, but as of right now, all there really is to do is to go in one of the maps, pick a weapon, and kill some bitches. Which, don't get me wrong, is amazing. But we're talking about content here, not gameplay. And that's pretty much it as of now. You can go all Skyrim and go explore outside the map, but all there is out there is crappy decals that look like 4 pixels up close. And honestly, it's not part of the game. You have to glitch outside the map to do that. Overall, I would probably give content 54 out of 100. The content in the game is lacking quite a lot, as I've said. But as of right now, it's being worked on, I know that. So, expect improvements, but as of now, my rating stays the same. So, the scores are in. Gameplay with an outstanding 92. Graphics with an 84. Performance with a 48. Modability with an 88. And content with a 54. Which makes the final score 73 out of 100, which makes Blade and Sorcery a B ranking game. And I would pay a maximum of $84.99 for this game. In my opinion, I feel as if it is definitely worth that much. Not quite $100, but if Skyrim VR is $80 and I bought that, and in fact I enjoyed Blade and Sorcery way more, then that's not even a debate in my eyes. And it would probably be different for everyone. The price would not be the same for everyone, but this is in my opinion. My final thoughts are that Blade and Sorcery is a very gay game. Try that again. My final thoughts are that Blade and Sorcery is a very good game. Lacking in a few departments, but overall one of my favorite VR games to play. Thank you for watching, and I hope this helps in case you were wondering to buy it or not. There's also a chance I'll revisit this game in the near future, considering all the talk about the new updates coming to the game. That's everything. Peace out.